You walk into the grocery store with a list, a plan, and maybe even a couple of coupons, thinking you're about to win at adulting. But here's the cold, hard truth. The supermarket is designed to be a minefield for your bank account. It's not just about the prices going up. It's about the subtle, clever ways retailers convince you to pay a laziness tax on almost every aisle. We're talking about items that offer zero extra value but come with markups so high they'd make a luxury car salesman blush. If you're still putting these things in your cart in 2026, you aren't just paying for food, you're voluntarily handing over your hard-earned cash for the illusion of convenience. Today, we're breaking down the 12 grocery items that only people who hate money keep buying. By the end of this video, you'll probably realize you've been dumb about at least one of these. Don't worry, we've all been there. But once you see the math, you'll never look at a grocery shelf the same way again. Before we dive into the first item on the list, do me a quick favor. If you want to stop getting ripped off and start mastering your finances, hit that like button and subscribe. We're putting out new videos every week to help you navigate this crazy economy, and you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. First on our list of financial disasters is pre-cut fruits and vegetables. We see them every time we hit the produce section. Those beautiful, clear plastic containers of cubed cantaloupe, sliced pineapple, and diced onions. It looks so easy, right? You just grab the tub, dump it in a bowl, and dinner is served. But when you look at the unit price, the reality is staggering. On average, you're paying a markup of 40% to 100%, and in some extreme cases, like diced onions, you might be paying 12 times more per ounce than you would for a whole onion. Think about that for a second. You are paying someone essentially $50 an hour to chop an onion for you. Beyond the price, there's a quality issue. The second a knife hits a fruit or vegetable, oxidation begins. It starts losing nutrients. It dries out faster, and it has a significantly shorter shelf life. You're paying more for a product that is literally dying faster in your fridge. Unless you have a physical limitation that makes chopping difficult, buying pre-cut produce is just a fancy way of saying you're okay with burning money. Second, let's talk about those individual yogurt cups. They're a staple in school lunches and quick breakfasts, but they are a massive trap. When you buy those 5.3-ounce or 6-ounce cups, you are paying a premium for the plastic and the packaging. If you do the math on the unit price compared to a large 32-ounce tub of the exact same brand and flavor, the individual cups can cost twice as much per ounce. But here's the kicker. Many of those fruit on the bottom or dessert-flavored individual cups are loaded with more sugar than a candy bar. When you buy the large tub of plain or vanilla yogurt, you're not just saving money, you're taking back control of what you're eating. You can add your own fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey, which tastes better and is infinitely healthier. Plus, you aren't tossing 6 or 7 pieces of single-use plastic into the trash every week. It's a win for your wallet, your waistline, and the planet. Moving right along, we have to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the plastic bottle in the pantry. Third on our list is bottled water. This might be the single biggest scam in the history of retail. Unless you live in an area where the tap water is actually unsafe, buying cases of individual water bottles is effectively lighting your money on fire. The markup on bottled water can be as high as 4,000%. To put that in perspective, if you applied that same markup to a standard pepperoni pizza, it would cost you several $100s. Research shows that about 25% of bottled water is just municipal tap water that's been filtered and put in a bottle. You are literally paying for the convenience of a bottle you're going to throw away in 10 minutes. In 2026, with high-quality filtration pitchers and under-sink systems being more affordable than ever, there is zero reason to keep lugging those heavy 24-packs from the car to the kitchen. It's expensive, it's heavy, and it's completely unnecessary. If you're finding these tips helpful so far, make sure to share this video with that one friend who always seems to have a cart full of name brand everything. You might just save them a couple $1,000s this year. And if you haven't yet, join our community by subscribing so you can stay ahead of the curve on all things consumer savvy. Fourth, let's head over to the baking and spice aisle, specifically for name brand spices. We've all seen the wall of red-capped McCormick jars. They look professional, they're familiar, and they're incredibly expensive. We're talking about a 100% to 500% markup over the store brand or generic versions. Here's a secret the big brands don't want you to know. Ground cumin is ground cumin. Dried oregano is dried oregano. Unless you are buying high-end, specialty whole spices from a dedicated spicemonger, there is almost no discernible difference in quality between the 6 name brand jar and the $1.50 store brand version. Even better, if your grocery store has an international or ethnic aisle, head over there. You can often find the exact same spices in large bags or plastic containers for a fraction of the price of the fancy glass jars in the main aisle. Paying for a brand name on a dried leaf is, quite frankly, one of the most avoidable dumb moves you can make at the store. Fifth on our list is a category that seems to be expanding every single year: gourmet or artisanal frozen meals. We've all been there. It's late, you're tired, and that $12 frozen bowl of organic kale pesto pasta looks like a lifesaver. But let's look at the reality of what's inside that box. You're essentially paying for a handful of pasta, a splash of sauce, and maybe 2 ounces of vegetables. If you were to buy those ingredients separately, you could make 5 or 6 servings for the price of that one single-serve tray. The marketing is brilliant. They use words like small batch, handcrafted, or chef-inspired to justify a price tag that rivals a fast casual restaurant. But at the end of the day, it's still a processed frozen meal with high sodium levels and a lure that never quite hits the mark. The dumb part isn't wanting a quick meal. It's falling for the premium packaging that makes you feel like you're eating healthily while you're actually overpaying for basic carbohydrates. A much smarter move is assembly cooking, keeping a bag of frozen ravioli and a jar of high-quality sauce in the pantry. It takes the same amount of effort and costs about 75% less per serving. Speaking of overpaying for marketing, we have to talk about sixth on our list: name brand over-the-counter medications. When you're standing in the pharmacy aisle with a headache, it's easy to reach for the Advil or the Tylenol because you recognize the logo. But if you turn those bottles around and look at the active ingredients section, you'll see that the $15 bottle of Advil and the $5 bottle of store-brand ibuprofen are identical. They both contain 200 milliliters of the exact same chemical compound. In the United States, the FDA enforces strict regulations that require generic drugs to have the same quality, strength, purity, and stability as brand-name drugs. They have to work in the exact same way and provide the same clinical benefit. When you buy the name brand, you aren't paying for better medicine. You're literally just subsidizing that company's multi-million-dollar Super Bowl commercial budget. It is one of the easiest ways to save money instantly without sacrificing a single bit of quality or safety. Seventh, let's look at something that's become a massive trend lately: superfood snack packs. These are those tiny bags of dried goji berries, roasted chickpeas, or seaweed snacks that claim to give you a burst of antioxidants and energy. While the ingredients themselves are often healthy, the price per pound is astronomical. If you do the math, you're often paying $20 to $30 a pound for something as simple as dried fruit or nuts. The dumb move here is buying into the portion-controlled packaging. Manufacturers know that if they put 100 calories or keto-friendly on a small, shiny bag, they can charge 3 times what the product is actually worth. You're much better off buying these items in the bulk bin or in larger bags and spending 2 minutes putting them into your own reusable containers. You get the same health benefits, the same convenience for your workday, and you keep an extra $50 a month in your pocket. We're halfway through the list, and if you're starting to see your grocery bill in a new light, take a second to hit that subscribe button. We're all about helping you see through the convenience traps that keep people broke. Also, drop a comment below. What's the one item you used to buy religiously before you realized it was a total ripoff? I love seeing what you guys have caught on to. 8th on the list is one that catches almost everyone: pre-marinated meats. Whether it's lemon herb, chicken breasts, or teriyaki pork tenderloin, these pre-soaked proteins are a budget killer. There are two major reasons why this is a bad buy. First, you're paying the price of meat for the weight of the marinade. Salt, water, and sugar are cheap, but when they make up 10% to 15% of the weight of the package, you're paying $8 or $9 a pound for flavored water. Second, the marinade is often used to mask meat that is very close to its expiration date. The acidity and strong flavors can hide the fact that the cut isn't at its peak freshness. It takes less than 30 seconds to throw some oil, vinegar, and those cheap store-brand spices we talked about earlier into a bag with fresh meat. You'll get a better flavor, better quality meat, and you won't be paying steak prices for corn syrup and salt. 9th, we need to address the cereal killer of budgets: name-brand breakfast cereals. This is one of the most manipulated aisles in the entire store. The eye-level shelves are packed with colorful boxes of the most expensive brands, often featuring licensed characters to grab kids' attention. But if you look at the bottom shelf, you'll find the bagged versions or the store brand boxes. In almost every case, the ingredients are identical. If you compare a bag of store brand toasted oats to a box of Cheerios, you'll find the nutritional profile is virtually indistinguishable. However, you're often paying $7 for a box of the name brand versus $3 for a much larger bag of the generic. Over a year, if your family goes through 2 boxes of cereal a week, that's a $400 difference. Buying the name brand for a slightly shinier box is a classic example of paying a premium for zero actual value. 10th on our list is a category that really leans into the health halo effect: pre-made protein shakes and smoothies. You see them in the refrigerated grab-and-go section, usually boasting about 20 grams of protein or a full serving of greens. They look like the perfect post-gym recovery or a quick meal replacement. However, if you look at the price tag, you're often paying $4 or $5 for a single 12-ounce bottle. If you break down the cost of the ingredients, usually water or pea protein, some fruit puree, and a lot of stabilizers, you're looking at a markup of about 500%. Not only that, but many of these healthy smoothies are shelf-stabilized through heat, which can kill off some of the very vitamins and enzymes you're paying for. Buying a tub of high-quality protein powder and a bag of frozen fruit allows you to make 30 shakes for the price of 5 pre-made ones. Plus, you avoid the hidden liquid sugar that manufacturers use to make those bottled shakes taste so good. It's a classic case of paying for the bottle and the label rather than the nutrition. 11th, let's talk about specialty gluten-free or keto-friendly snack versions of things that are normally cheap. We're talking about things like 8 boxes of keto crackers or $10 gluten-free cookies. Now, if you have a medical necessity like celiac disease, these products are a godsend, and the cost is often just the price of health. But for many people who are just trying to eat clean, these items are a massive financial trap. Manufacturers take basic, inexpensive ingredients like almond flour or cauliflower and mark them up exponentially because they can slap a keto or paleo badge on the front. Often, these processed, healthy snacks are actually more calorie-dense and less filling than their traditional counterparts. The dumb move isn't the diet itself, it's the belief that you need to buy expensive, processed versions of junk food to be healthy. Real keto and real gluten-free eating is based on whole foods, meat, vegetables, and healthy fats, which don't come in a $9 bag of chips. Finally, the 12th item, and perhaps the one that makes the least sense of all: pre-grated cheese. It's right there in the dairy aisle, conveniently shredded and ready for your tacos or pizza. But have you ever noticed that weird, chalky powder on the shreds? That's cellulose, literally wood pulp, added to prevent the cheese from clumping together in the bag. Not only are you paying a higher price per pound for someone else to grate the cheese, but you're also paying for wood pulp and preservatives that affect how the cheese melts. If you've ever wondered why your homemade mac and cheese is a bit grainy, it's because that cellulose prevents a smooth melt. Buying a block of cheese and spending 2 minutes with a grater gives you a better product, a better melt, and saves you about 30% on the price. It is the ultimate laziness tax, because the effort required to grate a block of cheddar is so minimal compared to the price and quality trade-off. We've covered a lot today, from the wood pulp in your cheese to the liquid gold prices of bottled water. The common thread here is that the grocery store is a business designed to maximize profit by selling you convenience and brand names. But now that you know the tricks, you're no longer just a consumer. You're a savvy shopper who knows how to keep their money in their own pocket. If this video changed the way you look at your grocery list, make sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into how you can win at the game of life. Before you go, I have a challenge for you. Next time you're at the store, find one item on this list that you usually buy and swap it for the smarter version. Just one. Calculate how much you saved on that single trip and drop it in the comments below. You'll be surprised at how quickly those small wins add up to thousands of dollars over a year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we break down even more ways to live a high-quality life without the high-quality price tag.